bullet hole by German machine gun fire. They were blood-stained. For any piping enthusiasts out there, they're a set of McDougals of Aberfeldy. They don't make them anymore, no longer in existence. They were purposely made for the Scots to charge over the trenches. And eventually, decades later, they got passed to the nearest of kin, which is my father Duncan. I don't know if there's any Battlefield Band fans in the audience tonight, is there? Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. So my father Duncan was their first piper. He played a few instruments, but mainly the pipes was his main notable one. He did a couple tours with these pipes with the Battlefield Band. He also managed to feature them in the famous cult movie Highlander, if you remember that, the original. Subsequently, they've been an Outlander, Men in Kilts, and more recently a Glenmorangie whiskey commercial involving Harrison Ford. Roy quite rightly says they can't seem to keep away from the paparazzi now, you know. But it was the usual thing for the Scots during the First World War. We kind of charged over the trenches, kilts worn, bagpipes in hand, and the Germans used to call us the ladies from hell. That was our name officially. Oh, we have a few Germans in here tonight. But it was the usual thing. But along with my great uncle, my great grandfather, Captain John MacGillivray, he was a captain in an elite sharpshooter division an elite sharpshooter division called the Lovat Scouts, again based up from the Highlands, and he famously ordered cases of whiskey to come to their position in the trenches. He said, "We can't clean the scopes on our rifles unless we have whiskey. We need whiskey to clean the scopes on the rifles." So this went higher up the command, further down the chain. Cases of the finest Scotch whiskey were brought to their position in the trenches. And even more famously, word goes is that not a single drop touched any scope. A very true story. I just want to say what a delight it is to be back here in Sacramento and be treated so well here. What a fabulous venue, the Sofia. And again, very much thanks to our soundman Eduardo, Mexican hedger. We've been speaking Spanish a lot here. Thanks to Eduardo, who's got fantastic sound here. Round of applause for Eduardo. Muchas gracias, amigo. Fantastic. And we met a few. We've got the McFarlanes here. We've got McBains. In Force, we've got a few folk I met in Highlander and Inverness, and they've come a second time to see us now. Oh yeah, Inverness as well. Shell Triplet, who's a niece of the Francis Ford Coppola, the famous, she's here as well. And one of our partners is a man who's a good friend of mine called Paul MacDonald, who incidentally collects and makes swords, broadswords and Jacobite swords. And he was over for Mother's Day, I think, just spontaneously, and then I was like, "Oh, you have Rob Roy McGregor's real sword, don't you?" We had a cake at the table, and he's like, "We could cut the cake with it if you want." Cut the cake with Rob Roy McGregor's real sword. Amazing, but fantastic connections we've got tonight. It's just a